Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for coming on to the 3 Success Secrets video series today to talk about building resilience. It's really wonderful to have you and to see you.
It is great to see you, and thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk about this idea of resilience, and then I'd love for the audience to get to know you a little bit better through a more proper introduction. Let's start with a quick definition from you about what resilience is to you personally.
So to me, resilience is really having that mindset that's going to allow you to roll with the highs and the lows. I think certainly anyone who has started their own business knows how important resilience is. But in the world we're living with today, with the amount of uncertainty everywhere, I think it's important for everyone to build resilience. And I have a few ideas on how you can do that.
I'd love for you to introduce yourself to those watching and listening right now.
My name is Susan Steele. I am a content strategist, and I work with women entrepreneurs who need to make a lot of content, and I help them do that as easily as possible. I work with my clients to basically pull all their knowledge out of their head. We put it into a giant organized content outline so they can create anything from social media updates to online courses, books, ebooks, whatever content you need to produce, we can do it through that outline.
Let's hear secret number one.
So secret number one is to show gratitude, and I have a super easy way for you to get started.
Wonderful. Let's hear that really quickly, because that is something that I personally could do better in, let's say.
So really is to start small. When I started a gratitude practice about a year and a half ago, I did one thing a day. Every day I had myself write down in Evernote, so I had no excuse for not being anywhere near a device that would capture it. I had to write down at least one thing that I was grateful for that day. And after I did that for a while, I would do 2 things, or I'd do 3 things. And now it's just an easy daily practice. I can easily find 5 to 7 things that I'm grateful for every day. And it just totally changes your perspective on what's around you and what you have, as opposed to what you don't have. Secret number 2 is to celebrate your progress. And I think this can be a little challenging, especially when you work alone. I think on a team, it's, you get to those milestones. So my thought is to actually schedule in your celebration time ahead of time. So it's a part of what you do. It doesn't feel like it's tacked on. And that gives you the opportunity to really rejoice in those incremental changes.
What a great best practice. I'd love to visit that a little bit further with you and think about how I can incorporate that into my schedule a little bit more crisply as well.
Yeah.
Let's go to secret number 3.
Secret number 3 is to ask for help. And I think this is probably something we all struggle with. I would even venture to say women struggle with this a bit more than men do. But it's so important. Even if you're an introvert, which I am, we have to remember that humans are social creatures, and we need that social interaction. That can be a little challenging when you work for yourself and you live by yourself, but I've got some thoughts on that as well.
For those who are right now facing the proverbial mountain, right, a very massive mountain, how can they be very realistic about what's ahead, yet to also still be mindful of their progress and to lean into celebrating that? I love your thoughts on that.
I think you have to be intentional at the beginning, and I think this is true especially for people who work on their own, is to build in those tiny things that are actually significant. So I think tying that small step and having the reward, like, okay, I'm going to buy this book, or I'm going to buy this piece of jewelry, or whatever your thing is, could be going out somewhere, could be having an extra special piece of chocolate. Tying that to the small milestone ahead of time, I think it's a little bit more likely that you actually see it and you celebrate it.
I love this idea of asking for help, even if it feels uncomfortable. Could you share a time or an example when it was difficult for you to want to ask for help, yet you leaned into it, practiced the secret, and saw great results?
To me, I like to frame it a little differently. So I might reach out to someone and say, can I run this by you? Can I get your thoughts on this? Or I've got a couple of ways I could go with this. Can I talk them through with you? It's not quite so I need your help, but it's still reaching out. It's connecting with someone else in a very genuine way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting you some interaction that you need and is going to kind of help you get to the next stage.
Thank you for such great thoughts and tips and secrets that you took the time to share with us today, Susan. How can those of us watching who want to continue the dialogue with you contact you?
I am most active on LinkedIn, so if we're not already connected, please do send me a connection request. I'd love to be in touch. And my website is styleyourcontent.com.
Great seeing you, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you. I had a great time.